What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Had a little trouble going on there with the Wi-Fi. This is take 2 here at Relives MMA with UFC 214 recap. One of the biggest cards of the year, and leading up to this I was so excited, and I love the moments. One of the reasons why I really love this sport, one of the best live sports ever, is because there's nothing better than that feeling that you get. You're light in the chest, you're looking forward to the next matchup that's about to come. You play all these playouts in your head, like all these fantasies of what this match is going to look like, and you're just sitting there waiting, and you're thinking about who's going to win, how is this going to go. You start going crazy in your head and almost can't believe that you're actually about to see it. So there's nothing better than that. I mean, in this sport, and tonight especially, we saw a lot of that. We saw a lot. There was a lot of ups and downs that we're going to relive here. So thanks for tuning in to Pure Evil MMA. I'm Evil Eddie. I'm going to be hosting this, and let's start right from the John Bones Jones fight. Now, right off the bat, if you guys didn't tune in tonight, spoiler alert. Well, I guess this can go either way. We're going to say hashtag and still. I mean, and still, and always will be, always was, never wasn't. Come on. John Bones Jones comes out victorious tonight. Third round. I call it a fourth round TKO. We got a third round TKO. There was a beautiful leg kick that swept to the head of DC. It wobbled him for a second. He took a couple steps back, and then Jones follows through, trips him, gets him to the mat, gets on top, and just starts wailing shots to the side of DC's ear and the back of his head, wailing on him. At that second, I knew that this fight was over. DC had no idea where he was. Big John jumps in the middle of him, pulls him off. DC didn't even move after that. It took him probably about, I'd say, 30 seconds to get up. And my heart went out to DC. Like, in my heart, I wanted DC to win, but knew John Bones Jones was going to win. I didn't know, but I had a feeling that if I had put money down on it, that's who I'm putting money on, is John Bones Jones. I had no reason not to think John Bones Jones was going to win. People can go back and say, oh, the OSP, because I was getting shit for this. You know, I did my show at the beginning of the week for MMA World, and people on there were like, well, obviously DC fans, which is nice to see. I love seeing that there are a lot more DC fans, and my heart even felt for him tonight. And like I said, in my heart, I wanted him to win because he needed to win more than John did. You know, the UFC, they needed John Jones to win so they can call it that Brock Lesnar promo, which at the end of the fight, John Bones Jones, and I love this part of the entire fight. Way to cap it off. Take a note, guys. Take note of this. He said it exactly the way the boss, the CEO, would tell him to. Very end, right before you're about to walk out, call it Brock Lesnar. So John Bones Jones takes the mic. He says one more thing after a nice heartfelt speech. He goes, one more thing. Brock Lesnar, if you want to know what it feels like to get your ass whipped by somebody 40 pounds less than you, meet me in the octagon. Drops the mic. That's how to do it. That's how you cut a promo. Just like that. Now, can you picture the promo of this, and then all of a sudden, curtain unveils or the cage opens, and then there's Brock Lesnar just unleashing the beast. Come on, perfect promo for that one. UFC really needs something like that this year. This was one of the biggest cards this year that people were looking forward to on paper. You know, and it lived up to the hype. It really did. Now, people, including myself, were looking forward to the Damian Maia versus Tyron Woodley fight, but here's what I have to say about this. You know, I don't like hearing the people boo in the audience, but when you're at a live event, you want to see some action. I get that. At home, it's a little different. You can actually see what they're doing in the grappling, you know, see the transitions, and it's art. But when you're at a live event, somebody starts booing, it's only right. You're sitting there drinking. You want to see some action. It's understandable, which is why I get mad, but I understand at the same time. Now, what did people really expect to happen in the Damian Maia versus Woodley fight? You guys not remember Anderson Silva versus Maia the last time he had a title shot? But 4 years ago? One of the worst title fights ever. Woodley tonight, and Maia broke record for least significant or least strikes or something like that. What was it? Least thrown strikes in a title fight, I'm pretty sure. Which isn't a title that you want to really be carrying around. But Tyron Woodley, I think he did a great job tonight defending the takedowns of Damian Maia, who went for, I think, 21 takedowns altogether. 0 for 21. You know, into the second round, Damian Maia went for 12 takedowns. Woodley did a great job keeping distance, keeping him guessing, not letting him shoot in. Dominic Cruz is getting really frustrated. He really wanted him to throw that left high kick. and he didn't shoot it. He didn't do it. Oh, actually he did in the very last round. But I understood that. You know, he could have done that, and there was a lot that he could have done in this fight. But I think Woodley broke this fight down perfectly. Had the right training people to train with, and worked a great game plan, controlling the hands. Damian Maia stuffing the takedown. It's a hard thing to do. Damian Maia gets frustrated. He didn't give up though. You know, we saw this in the Rory McDonald fight. First round, he was smothering Rory, got him taken down, but wasn't able to really do much with it. In this fight, Tyron Woodley, 5 rounds with Damian Maia keeping him off of his back, stuffing every takedown. That's impressive. It's impressive. I actually scored every round for Tyron Woodley, but you know, for the crowd booing, I understand, but at the same time, come on, what did you guys really expect? We saw this in the Wonder Boy fight too. Both guys are really nervous that, of course, Woodley's nervous that Maia's going to shoot in, try to submit it, take his back, and Maia's worried about getting punched with the right hand. You know, same thing with the Woodley fight. The Woodley Wonder Boy fight. They're both afraid of one another. Same with the Ed Silva and Maia fight. Same thing. Now, the winner of this fight is going to be fighting GSP, so I'm looking forward to that. And even Woodley was saying after the fight, he was like, no, I know you guys aren't too happy about this, but now I can fight somebody that I can, you know, use all my tools on. So I'm looking forward to that fight, even more than I was looking for the Bisping fight. But it's not a good thing when you hear the crowd boo during a title fight. It's never a good thing, especially 3 title fights in a row for Woodley. Not a good thing. You know, I wouldn't even be surprised if Maia, I shouldn't even say it. I'm not going to say it. But you know what? Maia's getting up there, man. How many more title shots is he going to get? I mean, he's gone through everybody. I think he was just on like a 7-fight win streak. You know, it's got to be frustrating. It has to be really frustrating. You know, 0 for 21. Shout out to Tyron Woodley. All right, so Chris Cyborg going in there. Surprised a lot of people. Tanya Evinger did a lot better than a lot expected. So people did not see this going to decision. I didn't see it go to decision, 5 rounds, but it looked like we could have seen that happen. Tanya Evinger had a great game plan in that first round. I can't even believe that she went almost 15 minutes with Chris Cyborg. Cyborg's stamina and her conditioning is just on point. She looked amazing. She looked as good as she did in round 1 as she did in round 3. She wasn't loading up as much in that third round, wasn't wasting a lot of energy in the second. So in the third, she catches her with a really nice head kick. Head kicks were the thing tonight. Really hurt Tanya Evinger. She was working her body all night. Tanya just had enough. I think she ate like a big knee, and then Cyborg just got on top, and it was just enough. We've seen enough. Tanya Evinger was going there, giving it her all. Now I'd like to see Amanda Nunes call out Cyborg. Step up. 145. I think that would be a really exciting fight. You know, even the JDR fight, I think that would have been great. But Tanya Evinger, really, she stepped in there. She stepped up. And she was going in there, and she was trading with Chris Cyborg. I mean, scrapping, I should say. She wasn't really squaring up. She was throwing these wild swings. Low swings. But she got far. She got a lot further than Lena Landsberg or Leslie Smith, you know. And Gina Carano. Shayna Baszler. I mean, she did pretty good. Tanya Evinger, welcome to the UFC. You know, fighting 10 pounds outside of her weight division as well. Not many people want to take this fight. But Chris Cyborg getting the belt that she deserved. The only reason why they opened up this weight division was for this girl, Chris Cyborg. So I'm going to try to get Robert Emerson on because he actually helped Cyborg cut weight. So I'm going to try to get him on this week's podcast. And speaking of this week's podcast, of course, you're going to be listening to the recap right now on the podcast. But also, Lion Fight 37. I can't wait to recap that with Kobe coming up right after this. So, guys, stay tuned here on iTunes. If you're watching on YouTube, definitely subscribe down below because I'll be releasing the next part of this show coming up. But for this recap, it's going to be really hard to pick fight of the night here. There was a lot of really good ones. Then we had Robbie Lawler versus Cowboy Cerrone. Yeah, it lived up to the hype. Thought we'd see a finish, but we didn't. Robbie Lawler came out swinging. As soon as the bell went off, they both gave each other daps. Ran in. Robbie Lawler was just all over Cowboy. Woke him up with a couple lefts, a couple rights, a couple 1-2s. Woke Cowboy right up. And Cowboy needed that. Because Cowboy usually starts off slow. He's kind of shook in these big fights. I mean, it wasn't a main event fight, but this is a big deal. The former champion Robbie Lawler, you know, his popularity is definitely growing, and with a win over Robbie Lawler, that would have been huge. That would have been huge. He would have been next for the title again. Or you know what, that division's on a stand back right now. I mean, what else can we say? Woodley is going to be fighting GSP, but he would be in title contention. But you know what? Robbie Lawler bit down, gave it his all. Cowboy did the same, but I think Lawler did a great job tonight with the liver shots, eating up Cowboy's livers. Liver shot with the power kick as well. In the second, in the third round, he was just pouring on the pressure. It really came down to that third round. As I'm looking back, I'm looking at my scorecard right now. So I had the first round scored for Lawler, second round for Cowboy. So it really did come down to that third round. Robbie Lawler pushing the pace, really eating, chewing up Cowboy there, getting the decision win. So what do you guys want to see next for Lawler? I mean, should he wait for the title? Gonna be some time. Definitely good to see him get a win. Not fight of the night though. I thought that was gonna be at least top 2 fight of the nights. It doesn't even rank there. So before that, we had a 22-second knockout, clinch knockout too, inside the clinch, not from Manoa, but for Volkan Ozdemir, the Ooze. Form Volkan, as who tweeted that out tonight? The guy from ESPN tweeted out, Form Volkan. Thought that was perfect. Play on words with the infamous UFC Mayweather-McGregor presser. Form Voltron. I was actually there for that. I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. But tonight, Form Volkan. 22-second knockout. Manoa had no idea what happened. Had no idea where he was. Pointing to the clock. Ozdemir. Volkan Ozdemir. Setting himself up for a title shot next, without a doubt. A lot of people counting him out. That was only his, I believe, third fight inside the UFC. Third or fourth fight inside the UFC against top contenders. 22-second knockout was the way to do it, especially over somebody like Manoa. Manoa has a really nice right hand. Works it with the left jab and then beats you with the right. That's what he loads up on. Volkan Ozdemir hold him in the clinch and just busted him so hard, knocked a couple screws loose. Manoa had no idea where he was. Gets taken out 22 seconds, just like that. Gonna be fucking crazy. We called it. It was gonna be a fucking crazy pay-per-view. Only finish that wasn't there was the Woodley Maya, which I'm shocked that the fight went the distance. I really am. I really didn't expect Maya not to get on Woodley's back once. Stuffing 21 takedowns is so impressive. I mean, you can't boo this man. You cannot boo this man. He's going home with the belt tonight. Played the smartest game plan. Congratulations. All right, so Jason Knight going in there, really trying to make a name for himself. A lot of people are huge fans of Jason. I am too. But he had a test tonight against Ricardo Lamas. I had Jason winning this fight, I'm not going to lie. But Ricardo Lamas was able to get the finish, I believe, in the first or second round. Wow. Forgot this. Was it the first or the second round? But absolutely, I think it was the first round. Brutal TKO. Really just putting combinations together. He was putting the combinations together, just eating up Jason Knight. And backstage, Jason Knight even ran into Lamas and was like, I could have went more if they allowed me to. True warrior. And he would have too. If that was a street fight, believe it, yell at me all you want, but if that was a street fight, Jason Knight was gonna go until he was unconscious. And he was this close. I have no idea how he held up. He has heart. He has heart. That boy's got some fight in him, I'll tell you that. If anything, that was a motivator. That was nothing but a motivator for Jason Knight. For Ricardo Lamas, man, doing it for so long. Congratulations to that guy. Before that, we had Aljamain Sterling against Renan Barão, the former champ. Thought this was going to be another possible fight of the night. Not many people talking about Barão not looking like he used to. And I said this before the fight. I said this in the pre-show. I'm a huge fan of Renan Barão, but after those 47 unanswered shot from TJ Dillashaw in the rematch, man. Something has not been the same. Eating those big shots after that from Jeremy Stevens as well in that fight. He took a beating in that fight and somehow wasn't going down. There was a lot of great transitionings for Aljo tonight. Really fluent. So that was impressive for me to see. But all in all, I was expecting a little more. Aljo gets the win. Congratulations to him. Barao, though, might see him move to Bellator. I don't know. Maybe that's a better spot for him at this point. And I don't like talking down to fighters, but what can I say? He hasn't won a fight in a while now. It's been a minute. I do believe he's on a 4-fight losing streak. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be wrong with that. Maybe it's a 3-fight losing streak. One of my fight of the nights, and I hope he gets 50. I hope both these guys get 50G. Brian Ortega, T-City versus Marciano. Marciano was so impressive tonight. Ortega just did not care to sit inside the pocket and trade with him. At the second it went to the ground, he knew that's his game right there, and he could have finished it anytime he wanted to, and that's exactly what he did in the third round. Once again, getting the finish, staying undefeated. T-City putting on one of the best fights of the night. I had one of my buddies over tonight. Doesn't usually watch the UFC. We sat down. He came over. He smoked a bowl, and he sat down right as soon as we got back inside. He sat down for that fight. So he was staring at the TV just like in zombie mode, and just got into it. And I loved watching his reactions to when Ortega was just going there, eating shots, and then answering back with a 1-2. Marciano, man, brutal dude. Landing those combinations. I have no idea how Ortega was taking them all. Ortega gets the third round submission. Back and forth the entire fight. There was no fainting. They were just it was a boxing match. It was such an intense fight. Any guy could have went down at any second. Ortega, for some reason, or Marciano, for some reason, went for a takedown. And there was not much time left in that round either. I think it was like the last 90 seconds or something of that third and final round. Marciano had up on the scorecards 2 rounds. It was the last minute, last 90 seconds of the third round. That's all he had to do. For some reason, he went for a takedown, Brian Ortega. And then he gets submitted. So he goes in, if you guys didn't see this fight, Marciano goes in for the takedown, gets it. Ortega just locks him up right there, squeezes it. And as soon as he did that, Marciano knew he made a mistake. You can tell he was about to tap out. Like in his head, he was like, shit, I'm screwed. Pretty much gave up at that point, which we've seen in Chael Sonnen fights before when he gets locked up. Even though it's not going to finish you, he's already given up in his head. That's what it seemed like there. And I don't blame him. T-City, man. As soon as you get to the ground with that guy, don't expect it to go further. Any further than another 20 seconds. He proves it tonight. Big win for Brian Ortega. We remember the last time that he was around against Clay Guida, he was getting chewed up that entire fight against Clay. Clay was going there, back, pop, 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 pop. And then finishes Clay Guida within the last, 20 seconds of that fight in the third round. Ortega's staying undefeated, moving up. Very impressive win for that guy. I wouldn't be surprised if they put him on the main event on an FS1 card coming up. I wouldn't be surprised. He's going in there, he's trading. He's not just like, he is a submission specialist, but he'll trade with you. He wants to go in there. He wants to get challenged. He even said it in the post-fight speech, kind of like Justin Gaethje did. He goes, I want somebody to knock me out. I want somebody to beat me. Give me a top challenger. Do that. Dude, that's what you got to do. Do what you got to do. That's what you got to do. Because that is the game plan. That's the blueprint. It's worked in the past. When you get that microphone at the end of the fight and you don't have some idea in your head of what's next, of your legacy, what you foresee yourself doing that's going to get you this much closer to the belt, you have to have some idea. When you get the microphone from Joe Rogan on a pay-per-view event, you better have something as millions of people are tuning in. That's your time. That's your promo cut. Whatever you're about to say on the mic, that's your promo cut. Make it good. Make it count. Between that and your social media. But when the camera's in front of you, that's the most important part. You have an amazing fight like that, back and forth. You have somebody new like my buddy watching tonight, and you say some wild shit in the post-fight speech after winning like that. You got a new fan. You got somebody that they hear that person's name. They hear T-City's going to be headlining a card. If I tell him that, he's going to be over my house. It has to do with the way they perform, the way they win and what they say at the end of it to wrap it up. Look at what John Bones Jones did tonight. Take it from the GOAT. The mic drop. It's all been done before. You got to put your own twist on it. But the blueprint's there. It's like forming a band. You know, how do you make a successful band? You can't just record good songs. You got to perform good songs. You have to go out there and you have to talk with the fans. You have to get them excited for what's next. You got to use the same blueprint, the chorus, the riff, the guitar solo. There's a blueprint. You got to put your twist on it to make somebody like you. You can't be a copycat. You can't get these Conor McGregor tattoos. Start acting like Conor McGregor, showing off your Rolexes. You got to do what fits you. Excited to what's going on with Ortega next. He says that he wants a challenge. Young up-and-comer staying undefeated. Then we had Andre Touchy Feely against Couture. You know, my heart goes out to Touchy Feely. I'm a huge fan. He's fought some of the best talents in that weight division. But Couture making his debut tonight, won every single round. This was another trading war, back and forth. He stunned Andre Feely with a 1-2 a couple times in this fight. Andre Feely, of course, training alongside Cody Nolev over at Team Alpha Male. I don't know, man. It's he wins one, he loses one. He wins one, he loses one. But I'm such a big fan of Andre. I always pick him. Touchy Feely. Big debut win for Conor. And then Drew Dober defeating Berkman. Berkman, I think it's time for him to hang it up. And you know what? I never say that, and I can't even believe I just did. But when you lose 7 fights, when you've won 1 out of your past 7 fights, you have to start thinking, at least thinking about a plan B. Is the UFC going to keep him? You know, I hate these conversations. I hate having them. I hate bringing them up. I hate talking about it. These guys put so much into it. It's hard to see. Berkman has been doing this for so long. He has a huge fan base, including myself. I love Drew Dober and I love Berkman. I think that was a great matchup to have here. To really see where one guy's at. It might be time for Berkman to go over to Bellator. Try his luck over there. Not a bad idea. It's not like he's a boring fighter. He's an exciting fighter, but you know what? Drew Dober went there, got the finish starting UFC 214 off with a huge bang. But what can we say about tonight? What was fight of the night? Cyborg, Damian Maia, taking the Damian Maia one right out. The John Bones Jones finish over DC. Easily fight of the night. Performance of the night? Ortega. That's my take. Cyborg and Evinger, that was an exciting fight. Evinger going 3 rounds, surprising a lot of people. Robbie Lawler getting the win, but nothing really special there. 22-second KO, Ozdemir Volkan, the Ooze. There was a lot of exciting fights. And when you get these big cards, usually what happens, and this didn't happen this time around, usually this happens. You see the card, and people start falling off of it as the weeks go on. This card was able to stay still. No one got injured, well, besides Sage Northcutt. And we got an amazing fight. Somebody actually tweeted out, and I was cracking up about this. They tweeted out, I've been waiting for this fight when DC and John Bones were walking out. They go, I've been waiting for this fight for so long. I wouldn't be surprised if one of them trips and can't fight tonight on the way to the octagon. That would have convinced me that we are definitely in the Twilight Zone. John Bones Jones getting the win tonight. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are probably really upset. You have to feel for Daniel Cormier. I mean, what's next for him? We're going to see the two-faced DC. I'm telling you. Hashtag when keeping it real goes wrong. When keeping it real goes wrong. When you do everything right. I mean, how crazy is that? You do everything right. Everything that somebody told you. The perfect white picket fence life. If you do the right thing, you'll be rewarded. You put in the hard work, you're rewarded. And you got somebody like John Bones Jones who, he's just a freak athlete. He's a freak athlete. Somebody that was able to do. For people that are out there saying that he performs better on cocaine, it's so hard for me to believe. It really is. I mean, I can't see that being really much of an advantage. Maybe in the first round, but I don't know. You feel good for a little bit, but you feel really shitty after the first 20 minutes. I don't know, and especially in a fight. I mean, that would make me feel sick. I'd feel sick if I did something like that. Not saying I do stuff like that, but back when I did, not that I ever got in the octagon, I couldn't imagine doing something. I could never. So for people saying that was an advantage, maybe the lifestyle, a comfortable lifestyle, maybe that, I don't know. But when you do everything right and see somebody like that take everything that you've worked so hard for and try to follow and draw and stay in between the line for so long, reminds me of Batman. Reminds me of Two-Face. That's what that reminds me of. We're gonna see the evil DC. I'm telling you. I'm prepared for that. I want to see that. They might not do it right off the bat, but they will. If DC plays his cards right, if he's pissed enough, and he voices out. Look at what's going on with Yoel Romero. He just lost against Robert Whittaker, but he's voicing out. And people are interested of him versus Bisping now. Even Chris Weidman is voicing out on Twitter after a nice win. But Yoel lost his fight, voicing out, and people want him to fight Bisping more than they want to see him fight Whittaker. Fucking crazy night. Crazy. Evil DC. That's what we're going to see. What's next for Chris Cyborg? Holly Holm would be an exciting fight. I really want to see GDR. That was the fight that was supposed to happen. We're not going to see that. I want to see Amanda Nunes. Amanda Nunes, call Cyborg out. Let's see that fight. You're not going to lose your belt. Move up 10 pounds. Tanya Evinger was able to go to the third round. Amanda Nunes versus Chris Cyborg. That sounds like a fight. That's what I want to see. What do you guys want to see? Do you want to see him, go back to Invicta, bring him up again? Bring up some of the champs from over there? Or do you want to see some of the 135ers come up? Amanda Nunes. That's who I want to see come up. All right, November 4th, guys, UFC 217 is going down at the MSG, Madison Square Garden. I'm actually going to try to get my credentials for that. That's going to be a big card. I think they said that the GSP fight is going to be there. Woodley versus GSP, I believe, is going to be at MSG UFC 217 November 4th. So we got that to look forward to. What do you guys rate tonight, though? Out of 5 stars. I give a lot of pay-per-views 4. I can't give this a 5 because it was very, maybe nothing's really perfect, but the way these goes, usually the way that these things go, again, I'm putting sentences together like I'm from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Usually the way that these things go, people falling off the card, a lot of fights going to decision, a lot of bad ref calls. 4.5. If we're playing that game, if we're playing that point system, the 4.5. If we're playing that point system, 4.7 out of 5. But all in all, 4 out of 5 stars is what I got to give it tonight. What do you guys think? Let me know on Twitter. And what was your favorite fight of the night? I can't help but to feel for DC. He was literally bawling inside the octagon. Felt so bad. John Bones Jones is back. That moment that he jumped on top of the octagon and just sat there and took it all in, like, I'm back. This is where I belong. That was a great moment. People like me love seeing stuff like that. People who have made mistakes in their lives and their sunshine was taken away because of those mistakes. Be able to refocus, get your head straight, go after something, every morning grinding for something, trying to reach a goal, and you get back to the chance to shine, and you do it in amazing fashion like that, and then you drop that promo and drop the mic. I'm on board. I'm on board with John Bones Jones. Never gave up on him. I actually called 4th round TKO tonight for John Bones Jones. But you know what? DC has a lot of fans, and you know what? Like I said at the beginning of this, in my heart, wanted DC to win. He could have used this win a lot more than John Bones. A lot more. Would have set up the rubber match. DC, unfortunately, was not able to come out the winner. Not even sure if he knows what exactly happened. You know, and you can tell a difference. I know he was upset, but you can tell a difference after somebody gets knocked out. You can tell that there's something off. The switches are off. They're not mentally or emotionally stable. And that's why Joe Rogan doesn't like doing the interviews, which is why I love that he did that after the Overeem knockout. But tonight, I understand why they had to bring DC in there. It was such an emotional fight, a fight that we've been waiting for so long now. Finally, we got to see the rematch. John Bones Jones shuts everybody up. What a crazy night. Let me know what you guys thought about this on Twitter at Pure Evil MMA, and also on my personal account at Evil_Echo. That's EVIL_ECCO. Make sure you guys are following me right here on YouTube, iTunes, Podbean. We just got 8,000 downloads for this month between iTunes, Stitcher, all the platforms that we're on. Any podcasting platform out there, we're on it. Pure Evil MMA. And we're about to talk about lion fights coming up in a second. But wow, what a great weekend. Great weekend of fights. And wait till you guys hear what happened at lion fights. A lot more knockouts here. So let's jump into that. I got to actually announce, before we end this, let me announce the UFC Pick'em winner for the Pure Evil MMA Pick'em League. Looks like our boy Yusuf, General Yusuf, coming out on top tonight. Let me break down the scorecard here of our top 10 for the Pure Evil Army. And thank you guys so much for tweeting with me tonight. It's always a blast on Twitter going back and forth. That's why I love this sport. There's such a great group of people within social media. So I went 500 tonight. I got 6 out of 12 of my picks correct. I got 5 bonuses. I got the Jones versus DC fight. I guessed that to be a KO round 4. Ends up Jones defeats Cormier via knockout at 3 minutes 1 second of round 3. I went for Damian Maia round 2 submission. Woodley actually gets that in the decision. I thought Cyborg would win first round TKO. Cyborg wins by TKO, but in the third round, I got the Lawler fight right. I had Manua winning by knockout in the second. He gets knocked out in 22 seconds. I went for Jason Knight to win by decision. Jason Knight gets knocked out 4 minutes and 34 seconds of round number 1. I got the Sterling fight right, Ortega right, Touchy-Feely wrong, Karan wrong, Shelton wrong, and I got Dober right. All right, so let's go to the top 10 here in the Pure Evil Army. So congratulations to General Yusuf. Make sure you guys are giving Yusuf a follow on Twitter. All you got to do is use hashtag Pure Evil MMA, and you'll see the whole gang there. Yusuf MMA Kush Gang coming in first with 3,550 points. Right behind him in second, Max in third, Shelly. Fourth, our girl Leslie Lazarou. Shout out to Leslie for everything that she's done for Pure Evil MMA. And in fifth place, Dandy Dave with 2,660 points, you little devil. In sixth place, Into the Storm, Mike with 2,485 points. Seventh, we have Disturbed MMA. Eighth, Genuine Geo. Ninth, our boy Jim, Wicked Ways 1972. In ninth, Ed Carbajal MMA. In 11th, Salem, Sammy Eid, Salem 1976. Tied for 11th and 12th because there's no 10th because we had a couple of ties here, is me and Ann. Tied for 12th and 13th place. In 14th, Minion. In 15, Mean Gene. And in 16, Pat. 17, Paz. 18th, Lub. 19, Randy. 20, Brian Brown Butcher. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Congratulations, Jesus. Congratulations to the GOAT, John Jones Bones. Have a great night, guys. I'm Evil Eddie from Pure Evil MMA, frontproofmedia.com, and MMA UK, and now the new face of MMA World. So follow us on Facebook. I'll be giving a recap on there as well with Carrie Stellar. If we got any Facebook people on here, either tuning in on iTunes or Podbean or wherever you're tuning into this, make sure to follow us, MMA World, on Facebook. Subscribe to Pure Evil MMA. That's all you have to do. It's so simple. Whether you're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Pure Evil MMA. It's so simple. YouTube. Go to Google. Pure Evil MMA. You want the shirts? We got the shirts. Go to our Facebook page or search Teespring. Get yourself an official Pure Evil MMA t-shirt with the infamous Evil Eddie logo. This guy up here. This right on your this bad boy. Shout out to Minion for actually making this making this logo. If you guys listen to the podcast, you can't really see it, but it's the cartoon version of me. All right, let's get into lion fights, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Have a great one. And last off, behave yourselves.